Hi, welcome to the Ambient iPad. Let's make some music. In this video, I'm going to use a Roland Aerophone AE-20. The signal chain is the Roland Aerophone. Its stereo output goes into a universal audio Volt 276 interface, which communicates back and forth with the iPad Pro through a USB-C hub that also lets me power the iPad Pro at the same time. So yeah, I just bought a Synth a few days ago, still trying to find my way around it. I have played one in the past, it's an Akai. I'll link above to a video that shows me playing that at an electronic music festival. I will only be using the sounds and effects that are in the Roland Aerophone, and they're pretty good. I mean, I've used Roland synths for years and years, and certainly the synth sounds are just fantastic. Now, when you're trying to mimic a real instrument, whether it be saxophones, other woodwinds, horns, some of the patches, some of the sounds are better than others, and some of them just don't work at all. I'll run quickly through just some of the sounds so you can get an idea, but I'll do a future video where I'll walk more through the capabilities and how I'm really going to use this from an electronic music perspective. So let's walk through some sounds. They have different categories. I'm just going to quickly kind of zoom up. This is a synth sound. Then we've got a softer synth sound. Some pads. Fat brass. Soprano sax. Okay, that's what it says there. A trumpet. Again, not really sure about that. Violin. That doesn't sound too bad, and you can use, I mean, the benefit of a wind synth is the expressiveness you can get from using your breath and the mouthpiece and the reed, just like you would with a woodwind instrument. So you can get vibrato going, you can do tonguing, you can raise the volume by the strength of your breath. Let's keep going here. We've got a pan flute. Jazz organ. I'm going to skip the guitars and the basses. All right, and all those kind of, it's called jazz scat, all those changes and weirdness, that's you know, basically from manipulating the mouthpiece. And the reed, the plastic reed. And finally, timpani. So as you can hear, there's just a wide range of different kinds of sounds, some pretty cool, some somewhat corny. Let's go back down to some of the synth sounds, because that's what I'm going to be using today. I'll be doing some sound-on-sound looping for Petronics, however you want to consider it. Using apeMatrix, let me just walk through the effects and the other apps that I have going here. Again, it'll mainly be sounds from the Aerophone and the effects in the Aerophone. I have a compressor going, the Bleass Compressor, just to even out the sound as it's coming in. I'll be using Gauss for looping. And I've mentioned before how when I punch in and out, I get an audible thump. I won't be doing that. I'll just be creating a loop. I'll be using some capabilities within Gauss to manipulate that. And I'll be using the sequencer as well. And then we'll add some drums via Brambos's Hammerhead. I've got Spatializer going, mainly for the loop, but sending the solo sounds through there as well. And finally, Time Effects Reverb, which is just acting as a reverb for the drums. That's pretty much the setup. And I think what I'll do now is let me just open some of this up just so you can have some visuals going while I am doing a jam. So again, I'll be doing very similar to what I've been doing before. I just happen to be using a different instrument. So the looping, some soloing over that, and you know, bring some different sounds in and out. So without further ado, I'm just going to do the jam. I'll keep that loop going in the background while I wrap up. Not only is the Wind Synth a whole lot of fun, but the sounds are amazing. I mean, it's essentially a Roland synthesizer, and you get all those classic Roland synth sounds. And you can edit them as well. You can edit them on the unit, you can edit them through an app, and you can really create a lot of different types of sounds. Now, of course, besides the synthesized sounds, it has a lot of sounds that are emulating real instruments, whether it be woodwinds or horns or strings, whatever it might be. And it does that to varying degrees of success, and some sound realistic, some don't. But you essentially have a very, very large catalog of sounds within this unit that you can do, whether you want to edit them or not. A lot of videos out there of horn players using this, playing standards. Not much out there from the electronic ambient perspective, and that's really how I'm going to use it. So I will in a future video go over the capabilities of this and explain a little more in detail how you can use the expressiveness that a wind synth gets you to add an element of realism not only to emulations of real instruments but also to synthesized sounds. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and good luck with your own music.